Of the album, I mean, how did it first arise in your mind? Was it a concept? Was it a single song?
It was Miracle Proof. Yeah.
Okay, the song.
The last song of the record. I often I end up writing the last song on a record first. I don't know it's going to be that, but it tends to be the case. Yeah. I'd released Canada Teenage Honey around this time last year, but it was finished a year before because things moved so slowly in terms of release strategies and PR and everything, especially with self-releasing and have to self-finance. And so I didn't intend to write another record so quickly, especially not one that was 72 minutes long, but there's been a lot to write about, I'm sure you all agree. So, yeah, with this one, I consider it a folk album.
Say more.
Who was that? What? I consider it a folk album in the sense that I've been listening to the most recent PJ Harvey record, and I consider her a folk artist. And I, for a long time, I'd kind of soaked a lot of hatred for Britain, you know. And this was me, yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah. Tip on your mush. And this was me re-embracing certain aspects of ancient pagan English tradition and trying to sort of align that with what's going on here in terms of my interpretation of it. And just writing stories. And it's an entirely acoustic record if you include analog synths as an acoustic instrument, which I do. And to me, they're all bardic songs.
So there's a thematic unity for you of kind of recovery of a folk Britain that's been paved over and betrayed by, I think, kleptocrats, oligarchs shows up quite a lot. Mm-hmm. And you're drawing parallels between that situation in your native country and your adopted country.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Because it was written, recorded almost in equal parts across both. Yeah.
And did you get what you wanted out of the album?
More so than I ever have, actually. Usually I can't listen to any record I've made. I despair after living with it for 2 years.
I mean, you seem really enthusiastic about this one.
Oh, I'm drunk. No, I'm very happy with it because I kind of seized the reins on this one. But the last record, Canada Teenage Honey, some of you may have heard, I very much like it. I'm very happy with it. But I set out with a certain economic manifesto with this one, whereby nobody should make more money out of it than I do. And so I would do more of it myself, which include, I mixed it myself, and I'm not a trained mixing engineer. And I'm certainly not accustomed to juxtaposing such singular frequencies as harpsichords, analog synths, pianos, and the whole array of like Onda Martenot, which is I don't know if you know, is like a sort of French instrument that's like a theremin but keyboard operated. There's a lot of really rogue frequencies. So I am happy with it in the sense that so far nobody has made more money out of it than I have. And I think sonically it holds well. It was a huge risk uniting all those frequencies, but I think it holds well.
Yeah, well, you've already taken me to the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is production.
Right.
So there's a lot of instruments in this album.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the most challenging track for you?
To mix Lazare. Yeah. That song Lazare took 18 months to mix. There are 143 mixes of Lazare. Yeah. And then also what happened was there's obviously a lot of harpsichord on the record. I've been wanting to record on that instrument since I was 14. I got to play one when I was 14 very briefly, but obviously they're very scarce. Anyway, I found a studio in Wiltshire called Vintage Key Studio that has not just a harpsichord, but a whole plethora of analog keyboard instruments. On phytoplankton, the bells, that's a carillon, which is a keyboard-operated 2-octave chime instrument. That's one of the loudest things I've ever heard. What were we saying? The harpsichord, yes. So I recorded most of the record, and then I was tracking all the vocals myself. I ended up buying my own harpsichord because I fell in love with the thing so much after recording one in Vintage Keys. And I found the harpsichord on eBay for £102. And it should have been 6,000. I'm like, okay, cool. Could someone drive me to Oxford, please? And I got it back. and you have to tune a harpsichord yourself. Every harpsichordist is also a harpsichord technician. So my autism has reached new heights with the morning meditation of tuning the harpsichord. But then I realised I had a really beautiful reverberative chamber. And I was like, okay, I've now got to re-record all the lead vocals for the record using the harpsichord as the reverberative chamber. So that added another month to the production. But at least it unifies the vocals.
The harpsichord seems to mean a lot. Can't see a thing other than Nick. Maybe that's fine for now.
No.
So we're here to talk about this album that has no name, which I think will be part of the discussion at the end. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You want to poll the people and see what their vote is?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have a title yet. There's about 10 contenders. We'll put it to a vote at the end. Okay. Okay. You decide. This is communism.
My suggestion for the record is in fact the best, but I hope that won't.
Also true, that's authoritarianism.
Yeah, well.
It was for Pele, a 1996 record, when I was a kid, and I liked a keyboard instrument that was very, very percussive, because harpsichord, I'm sure many of you will know, the strings are plucked, not hammered, so you can't really do sustain with it. So I liked the technique challenge of being, a fairly accomplished pianist. I'm not great, but it's my primary instrument. And I like the idea of not having a safety valve like the sustain pedal is. Like most electric guitarists, or nascent electric guitarists, will hide behind the distortion pedal. And I wanted to remove that faculty of comfort and try and become a reasonable harpsichordist.
So there's a technical challenge for it.
Technical challenge, yeah. And I love the sound, I love the sparkle. And I like the overtones because they're never entirely in tune. And
And it adds to the kind of the folk rock.
Exactly. Yeah. I've had loads of early Genesis comparisons with this record, which is fine by me. So as long as it's not later Genesis.
Yeah, it was a big thing for 70s British folk rock. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I have a question about the last song, which in my opinion, should give the album its title. It should be "Nobody Is Miracle Proof," but we'll see what people say. I'm interested in this. The water. What is the water for you? I mean, we're supposed to go down to it, and we're supposed to. So it's obviously some kind of baptismal symbolism. You're harking back to gospel stuff, but
and the womb.
Yeah, and the womb, which connects to the amniotic security of.
Exactement. This is why I asked you to interview.
Yeah. So. Tell us about Miracle Proof and Idiot Proof and the symbolism of the water and what it means to just sort of let go and have nature move through you like I think it's Dylan Thomas, right? The force that through the green fuse drives the flower.
Yeah. Okay, so I actually dreamed that song. I dreamed pretty much the entire lyric. And when I woke up, the only thing that had stuck was Miracle Proof, and I was like, okay, it essentially means, it's a point of optimism. It's an agent of positivity. It means nobody is immune to something good happening to them. But then I also wanted, I needed other verses, so I was like, what are the proofs, Ollie? But I wanted to bring it round in a circle to ensure that it ended on Miracle Proof. Then I realised I'd pretty much intuited that song around the circumstances of my ex-partner being in and out of rehab. And I think it was another love song and a gift to him and a blessing and a sort of hopeful reassurance that, you're not immune to miracles.
So the theme of second chances.
Yeah, or third or fourth or fifth. Yeah.
And so, as you said...
As for the water, I don't know. That was a lot of the times I'll write a song. I don't know what it means until 6 years later or something. I'll know that it's got a quality, and I don't really demo anymore. If a motif is strong enough, I believe it will just resurface a few months down the line or whatever, or start nagging at me and triggering further insomnia. So I kind of let it percolate, and if it's good enough, I'll be like, okay, let's use that. And that one kept going. As for Come Down to the Water, yes, it does connect with Night Walk Under Silent Star. On that one, the protagonist has essentially disabused themselves of the womb and moved out into the world. And when Miracle Proof is kind of a return to the motherhood. Yeah.
Yeah, so the album ends on a very hopeful note, but as you were yourself saying several times, it's a very heavy, heavy album, which makes you want to ask you just why aren't you in therapy? But is the album...
I make music.
Yeah, which is where I wanted to go. I mean, was the album therapeutic for you personally?
No. It drove me absolutely barking mad. No, it was like black market dentistry and some sewer. It was exhausting, not therapeutic. But having people listen to it, that's therapeutic, and having people respond warmly to it, that's therapeutic. Yeah, I guess it was. Buying a harpsichord was therapeutic. I don't know. I don't really think of it like therapy. I guess it's akin to meditation. I mean, therapy, you're supposed to tell the truth, right?
Talk about the title.
Yeah.
So why don't you introduce this theme to them? You want them to vote.
Hang on.
Have you got your list?
It's on my phone, but I can remember it. I think Nobody's Miracle Proof is a good one. He's in the lead already, so it's a stiff competition. The other one was Hyperphantasia. No?
What does that mean?
It's a condition.
Good question, yeah.
It's a condition whereby the mind just receives a racing montage of images in a sort of unstoppable velocity, which, believe it or not, I probably have. And but I also don't want to name the album after condition, so let's poo-poo that one already. Another one was Thank You, Misha, for the Mead, because I actually... Yeah. Well, it continues the honey theme from the previous one, you see, so I'm going to make my honey trilogy. That could be one. Another one was Daniel on the Eve of Hope. Yeah. Because I think tracks 16 and 17, they're kind of a brace. You know, I'll take all the love I've ever felt and making you for you. That's sort of a pre-haunting of the subsequent one. And I think that's a nice title. But what else have we got?
It is a nice title.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's alright, isn't it?
Yeah.
And nobody will know who Daniel is, so, you know. Huh?
Who is Daniel?
Oh, God. He just got asylum in Paris. So I'm moving to Paris. Some beautiful Belarusian creature. Yeah.
Wait, can you say the name of that one again?
Daniel on the Eve of Hope. The album title needs to have an optimistic twang, for sure. And we all need something of that, right? Without my phone, this is difficult, but I'm obviously...
Where is
It's over there.
It's here.
Do you have any more suggestions? Let me get my phone. Give me a second.